Their names are legendary, the SR-71 Blackbird and the U-2, both built to spy on one of the greatest superpowers of the world. But these aircraft were just the tip of the iceberg, only two of a top-secret fleet of superpower planes that defied the imagination. Aircraft that made low-speed passes to retrieve special agents on the ground, soared into the stratosphere at Mach 3, and challenged radar with near invisibility. For the first time, we'll take you right inside these spy planes, giving you a first-hand account of the technology that made them and the men who flew them. The Lockheed Martin Skunk Works in the Mojave Desert. For over 50 years, the Skunk Works is the place where America's super-secret spy planes are built and tested. In 1954, a CIA contingent arrives at the original Skunk Works building in Burbank, California. They are there on a classified mission called Wild Cherry.
What was needed was technical intelligence collection, and this meant high-altitude, specialized reconnaissance aircraft that could fly over the Soviet Union and the Soviet bloc, photograph targets with impunity because they were above the reach of Soviet air defenses.
But the CIA needs much more than that. Operation Wild Cherry is about carrying out death-defying recon missions, including inserting and recovering secret agents behind the Iron Curtain. Instead, the agency turned to the U.S. Navy for just the right aircraft, a long-range patrol bomber called the Lockheed Neptune.
The CIA picked the Neptune both because it was designed to operate at low altitudes, and the various missions such as agent drops or leaflet drops required flying at very low altitude, under 100 feet, in fact in some cases down around 30 feet above the ground.
The Neptune was the only aircraft that fitted the particular profile for what they wanted to do with it, which was some pretty odd things, and they needed.
Project Wild Cherry moves ahead. 7 new Neptunes are hand-built in Lockheed's Skunk Works facility, also known as RB-69s. These aircraft push the bounds of technology.
The RB-69, which was the CIA version of the Neptune, the cover designation for it, was also the first aircraft to carry a side-looking radar. And this was mounted along the side of the aircraft, and it would transmit a fan-shaped signal at right angles to the airplane. The echoes would be picked up, and these could be converted into images that almost look like pictures. And it could operate at night, in bad weather, so it was much less vulnerable to interception.
But really what makes this aircraft stand out is that it features an aerial retrieval system that allows an aircraft in flight to snare an agent standing on the ground and winch him back on board. The device is called a skyhook.
The skyhook system was invented by a man named Fulton. He was an inventive genius. He built a, we would call it a flying car in the immediate post-war period. And in the course of flight testing this aircraft, he thought about how he would be rescued if the plane went down. And from this, the skyhook system emerged. And basically what it was a fork mounted on the nose of an aircraft.
By 1958, Fulton's skyhook had taken its final shape. A package that could easily be dropped from an aircraft contained the necessary ground equipment. It featured a harness for cargo or a person that was attached to a 500-foot high-strength nylon line. A portable helium bottle inflated a dirigible-shaped balloon, raising the line to its full height.
The person being rescued would wear a harness that was attached to a long line. At the end of the line was a balloon. The airplane would fly along, catch the line in the fork, and there was a device called a sky anchor that would simultaneously catch the line and release the balloon.
The Neptune, with its skyhook, is ready for its first recovery.
The first operational recovery was a joint CIA Defense Intelligence Agency operation called Operation Cold Feet. 2 intelligence officers were airdropped from a B-17 into an abandoned Soviet ice station. They spent several days there recovering documents, code books, equipment, photographing the facilities.
The timing couldn't be better. In August 1961, the communist regime in East Germany isolates the 3 sectors in West Berlin under Allied control and begins building the Berlin Wall. President Kennedy declares he is prepared to go to war to protect West Berlin. Neptune missions behind the Iron Curtain are stepped up in an effort to probe Soviet battle readiness.